I chose elementary. I particularly like the older elementary, like the 3rd, 4th grade level. It's when they're starting to figure out their personality and who they want to be. And I love when they're starting to figure out humor and sarcasm, because it makes class so much fun when they try to make sarcastic comments and it just fails miserably and you just laugh.
So we are doing an experiment to see how the forage that sheep are consuming affects their health and their condition. Pretty much these sheep are on solar energy farms, and we're trying to make it very valuable to farmers who might want to switch from crop farms to solar energy farms, because they want to be making money off of the solar energy, but also the production of the sheep.
I guess the most important thing that I've learned from the State House file is the importance of accuracy and just getting out the information that people need to know, because you see people react to the news online and in real life, and it's just stuff that they would never have known if there weren't reporters there telling them what's happening, because a lot of times government works in some sneaky ways and it's all very complicated. So having people there that sort of know what they're doing, at least, really helps boil down that information so people can know what's happening.
We are pretty much testing parasitic viruses, anything like that, parasites, and the conditions that the sheep are in, like physically, to see what type of forage needs to be planted under solar panels so that the sheep can, in general terms, mow the lawn. That's pretty much what their job is to mow under those solar panels. So we're trying to see what the best forage is in order to give those sheep the best life and give them the most market value.
I recently cut my hair, and I had a kid look me dead in the eye the day after and say, "I hate your hair like that." Thanks. I appreciate the comment. You should go back to long hair. It's gonna be a while, sweetie. It's like, I appreciate the boost of confidence.
Classrooms aren't just classrooms at Franklin College. They are portals, windows, doorways, vehicles, and launching pads. They transport students to experiences the students didn't dream were possible, and transform lives in ways they couldn't imagine.
When I came in, I was undecided on my major a little bit, and I think something that helped was having professors be like, "You are good at writing, and you can do this if you keep working at it." So I think a lot of that has changed me as a person for the better and given me more confidence and more ability to do what I want to do, and just solidified my sense of self, really.
And I really loved that it was so small. And I never thought that I would be a small college girl. Like, I looked into the state schools everywhere, and I ended up coming here because I could tell that the professors cared about me. Like, before I was even a student, people knew who I was.
I decided on Franklin because I love the small class sizes. So I'm really close with all my professors and really close with all the girls in the program, and it just makes it so much more fun and family-like to have such a small community.
McKenzie Harold plans to be an educator. Lexi Giddens wants to be a veterinarian. Taylor Wooten is focused on being a journalist. One thing they have in common is that at Franklin College, they all have had a chance to put the skills they learned in the classroom into practice in the real world.
Working at the State House has been really enriching and really confidence building, just because you're alongside other journalists that are there every day covering everything and that are so knowledgeable, and it makes you realize that you can belong amongst them, and you do belong amongst them even though you're still a student, because you're still there and you're still covering things and attending the same meetings as them. And also just being able to have my stuff and my peers' stuff published in newspapers everywhere in Indiana, it just shows how important what we do is.
So Franklin has the amazing opportunity to be in the classroom almost from day one. You decide you want to do elementary ed, and you're out in the field. You're with kids as often as they can get you out there, and you don't just experience one classroom or one grade level. I've been in 1st through 4th, just with Franklin alone.
I'm a team lead but I'm also head of the sheep team. So the forage team is taking samples of the actual grass or anything that's growing in the area that the sheep are eating and sending it off to labs to find its nutritional value and its rate of production. And then the sheep team is actually looking after the conditions of the sheep. So we will take the sheep in increments of time and we will weigh them and we will examine their physical appearance to see if they are gaining mass, if they are in healthy conditions.
McKenzie, Lexi, and Taylor walk different paths to get to Franklin College, and they will follow different paths when they leave. But they will leave knowing that their dreams are within reach, because they've seen them up close, touched them, and worked at them.
I feel like even literally ever since I was a little kid, like I've spent more time with animals than I have with anything else. And so it's less of like, oh, I have to do this, or oh, I have to learn about how this affects their health. Like it's more of, I really care about them and I really want to be out there with them. So it's not a job to me. It's more of, it's just a passion of mine.
I like seeing it the most with the students who get super frustrated when they don't understand things. And so they're super down on themselves and they're usually hunched over and angry. And then when the light bulb moment hits, you can see them just relax and they sit back and they get this little tiny smile on their face of just pure like, I am awesome, I just did that. And seeing them finally have the confidence in themselves that you've had in them the whole time, it not only feels good to you, but then getting to point it out to them like, you just did this, you are awesome and you can do this again and I'm so proud of you. And getting to keep building on that confidence, the just glow that they have when they finally get it makes everything that you've ever put into them worth it.
I think coming into college, everyone faces a feeling of maybe not belonging and like lots of fear. And I think I looked up at my peers and people actively doing journalism in the field, and I was like, I don't belong there. But being at Franklin College and working alongside these people has made me realize that like I do and I can belong here and I can do bigger things.